and you were much like myself. You're in one of those positions where people were your mates were thinking, like, where's your next move going to go? So, what
Yeah.
would you say to other young barbers? In order, what's your top tips to them? What's the mindset got to be like? What would you suggest to them to do to progress in the way that you have? What is it? Do you think that separated you from, I don't know, someone else, another barber that maybe hasn't made quite the
Yeah.
the career path you have?
I think like it's probably hard to compare with some though because everyone's obviously got a different life
Yeah, don't
outside
do
of it.
names.
Yeah, so like we've got
Stuff. What
guys
did
that
Ollie call it the other day? Stuff. Call it stuff, and that covers everyone else.
so like we've got barbers that work for us that do loads of hours. We've got barbers that do less hours, but you give them the same advice if they want to do the same thing, So, but anyone that's coming into it new and it just depends from your outset from the off really. I mean, some people like going into general jobs and then just working their 9 to 5 and they're happy with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to be someone who wants to progress and do your own thing or open your own business or do anything like that, you need to just put the extra hours in, I suppose, and be disciplined to put that extra bit of money away or, sacrifice a couple of things here and there, and do what is good for you, I mean, for me, if it means going in and doing an extra day or two a week just to make an extra bit of money, then to get to, like I said earlier, having a goal, if it means doing that to get to my goal, I'll do it. I mean, I don't, to be fair, I don't really care what hours I do. I'll do any hour to make sure I'm getting there. But that's just my mindset. So if anyone wants to not repeat what I've done is completely different. Some people want to go and progress and open their own shop, and people can do that. I get it, but if you want to push yourself even more, then yeah, you just
Well,
do.
all right then. Well, what in the 12-ish years that you've got experience and or your journey, should we say, what one or two major pivotal points could you reflect on and say that was the real decision that made the move? And at the time, you were thinking of being a majorly difficult decision to make? Does that
Mm,
make sense?
kind of, yeah. You got to remember, I am just a barber here, yeah. So this is all quite technical to me. So I think certainly when I opened the first shop, that was obviously a pivotal moment for me. It was
Was
I'd
that
saved
something you
up.
were really nervous about?
Yeah, for me, it weren't really like for me, like growing up, I never really had a lot of money or anything like that, So for me to save a vast sum of money was big for me. Um, I've never, to be fair, I started saving quite a bit of money, and then I went on quite a big holiday that you'll remember quite well, and that blew pretty much all my money.
we,
So
we basically spent a month in Tenerife.
yeah, so that took a lot of my money. But then when I come back from there, I
And
met
mine.
my wife. I met I met my wife, and she's very disciplined with a lot of things. To be fair, so and one good thing she's disciplined with is money, and she's good at putting things away and making sure it's saved correctly and stuff. So for me, that helped me massively just save up and make that first move, and she kind of helped that really, I would say. So that first pivotal moment was getting the first shop with. Not only was it sort of my business partners, influence on that to go with that shop. It was probably her as well, really, just to say, look, you're good at what you do. If it messes up, it doesn't matter. You can always go back to just doing what you've been doing, and there's no real gamble. The only gamble you're going to do is all the money you've saved up. You might lose eventually, but that is part and parcel of the progression, I suppose, isn't it? So
Yeah, I completely agree with that. When you're younger, that's one of the things that whenever we've spoke to like students or anything like that, I've always said when you're in that, probably, what would you say, like 16 to 24 in particular,
mm,
if not, you could even definitely argue a bit older, but it depends on your life circumstances. I'd definitely say that, take those risks then, like
yeah,
you did. Like if you're saving that much, definitely always invest in yourself and your future in
yeah,
some way, shape, or form. But whilst you're doing that, don't be afraid to take the risk and make that calculated step, risk, gamble, whatever you want to call it, because you're at a time where you can afford to say, well, actually, I've lost everything, but I've learned
yeah,
a lot. I've still got the energy to work every hour I need to make it back up again.
Yeah, of
And
course.
I think that's important. I think that's bang on.